What's up, guys? Justin here with the RenderingEssentials.com, back with another SketchUp and Enscape tutorial for you. So in today's video, we're just going to kind of go start to finish from the 3D warehouse and try to get an image prepped for rendering with kind of a nighttime scene. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. Alright, and so what we're going to do in this video is we're going to download a model from the 3D warehouse, and we're just going to bring it in and we're going to try to prep it inside of Enscape and get it ready for rendering. And so it's more kind of a start to finish kind of thing. I may end up breaking it into a couple different videos. I'm kind of going freeform with it right now, but I wanted to kind of show you what my process would be when I look at something like this, so you can start wrapping your mind around the way that we would start creating a rendering like this. So to start off, this model is called the Small Office Layout by Elliot. You can find that inside of the 3D warehouse. So we're going to bring this in and we're going to create just kind of an interior rendering. I'm kind of thinking that I want to create a nighttime render on this one just to kind of see what we can do. But let's go ahead and just dive into this thing. So you can download this and follow along. And so to start off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at what I have. So like right now, there's some kind of like leftover things like this play animation note and things like that. But if we look at this thing overall, it's basically a small office space inside of SketchUp. And the nice thing is it's been organized a little bit in the sense that if we go in here and we look at like our different furniture and stuff like that inside of this building, so if I kind of fly in here and look at the furniture, it's been grouped a little bit, so the furniture is all kind of in a group, so we can start making changes to that. So that's a pretty good start. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to take a look at the space. And so the problem with a space like this is with your default camera, you don't necessarily pick up that much, right? Like you can't see very well inside of this space. And so as I do this, I want to start visualizing kind of the shot that I want and kind of thinking about the materials that I need to do, all that different kind of stuff. And so the first thing I need to do in order to do that is to change the field of view of my SketchUp camera. And so to do that, you can just click on the button for zoom, and your field of view is something that you can adjust down here. As soon as you click on that zoom button, you can type in a new value. So like for example, if I type in a value of 75 degrees and I hit enter, you can see how I'm going to pick up much more with my camera than I would if I had a value of like, let's go back to 35 degrees. You can see how with 35 degrees you don't necessarily see as much. And so for right now, I'm going to go ahead and set this at 75 degrees. You do have to be careful because the higher your field of view is, the more you're going to be able to see, but the more you get like a fisheye type distortion. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in 75 degrees and I'm going to hit the enter key. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to click play in Enscape just to kind of see what this is going to generate for me. So this is going to pop up on a separate screen, and I'll just pull that over here. And you can see how for general visualization purposes, this actually looks pretty good for something you just brought in from the 3D warehouse. Obviously, there's a fair amount of work to be done. You have to change materials. We may swap out models and stuff like that. But overall, this gives us a good idea of what we're looking at. And so I'm going to kind of fly my camera back and just kind of visualize. I'm probably going to do a shot from here, just kind of showing the office space. And one thing you might think about doing when you do this is inside of your Enscape settings. So if you're in SketchUp and you click on the button for settings, there's an option down here for adjusting your field of view as well. And so I will try to put these both on one screen. That doesn't always work very well, but you can see how with a 100-degree field of view, you can see this really well, but yours might default to something like 35 or 40. You can see how you can't see as much. So you can adjust that field of view inside of Enscape with this setting. And I'm going to go ahead and set that to something like 60 degrees for right now. And we're probably going to come in and adjust this. But when I look at this, there's a few things that stand out to me. So first of all, the background isn't very realistic at all. Second of all, the materials aren't very realistic because they're just kind of in here as SketchUp colors. And then the third thing is, at least for right now, if I was to adjust the lighting just a little bit to try to brighten this up, and even that's not really doing that, maybe I'll turn my exposure up a little bit. Well, in any case, when you look at this, you can't necessarily see it, but these models are fine, but they're not super detailed. So if you look at these chairs, for example, they're not very good chairs for rendering. They're fine for like initial visualizations inside of SketchUp. We're gonna have to swap those out as well. So really, in order, we're gonna kind of look at materials, we're gonna look at background, we're gonna look at models, and we're gonna look at lighting. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start applying some materials inside of SketchUp. And actually, maybe what I'll do let's go ahead and start applying some materials inside of SketchUp in order to adjust this a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to apply like an actual drywall material to the walls in here. So in order to do that, I'm going to download and create a new material. And note that you can download these from a lot of different places. In my case, I have a material from POLIIGON because it has the maps. You can also get them from like SketchUp Texture Club. That's free. I think if you make a donation, you can download maps for those as well. Maps are things that make your materials look more realistic. But what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to swap out this white material for something with a little more texture. So I'm just going to click on Create Material. And this is, again, a material file that I've downloaded from POLIIGON.com. It's a material that you can download and bring in here. But again, you can get these from pretty much anywhere. It's just important that they have like the image file and the maps. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a material and call it drywall. And I'm going to bring in a texture image. And in this case, I'm already in the right folder, so I'm going to bring in this plaster color map. And so if I was to open this and look at it, you can see how that's basically going to be a plaster image that's going to get tiled across this face. I'm just going to double click on this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adjust the sizing on this texture to something like 6 feet. That's just going to adjust how large the texture is when it tiles. We're going to click OK. And so what I'm going to do is I want to apply this basically everywhere where this white material is. And the nice thing that I like about this model is this isn't just the default material. It has like a material 7 applied to it. Well, that means I can right click on it and do select, and I can select all with same material. So that means, at least for right now, as I look around, you can see how basically all the drywall walls have that white material applied to it, which is very helpful because it means I don't have to go select them individually. But I'm just going to apply that drywall material that I just created. So you can see how I can apply that to all of my different walls, and you can see how by doing that, what that does is it gives them a little bit more of a texture and a realistic feel. And one thing that feels a little large to me, if I was to go in here and deselect this for a second, is the tiling of the image itself feels a little large to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to select it, and I'm going to just adjust the size down. There we go. To something like 6 feet, and I thought I had already set that to 6 feet, but I guess not. So we're going to go ahead and apply that to that material. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to do the same thing with the floor. So we're just going to sample that material, and I'm going to create a floor material with a carpet texture. And again, you can get that from wherever you want. Like I said, if you're looking for free stuff, SketchUp Texture Club. If you're looking for more paid materials, POLIIGON's really good. Megascans is really good. So there's a lot of different places you can get these. I'm going to use a photorealistic carpet material from POLIIGON. And we'll go ahead and click OK. And I'm going to make sure that I'm inside this group, so I don't apply it to the outside of the group. I want to apply it directly to this face. I'm going to go ahead and apply it like this. And so when I zoom in and I look at it, the first thing I want to do is I want to position the texture. So I just want to right click on it and click position. I just want to rotate this 90 degrees. So that way my carpet lines are running the other direction. And depending on the look you're going for, you could adjust this up or down. I feel like it looks pretty good. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is. And so now, if we were to come in here and we were to click play on Enscape again, you can see how, first of all, our walls are just more interesting. So that's kind of the first thing, is those walls are just, they have a better texture to them. They look more realistic than like, if you were to just look at like a white material in here somewhere that doesn't have any texturing applied to it, it just doesn't look very realistic. So those walls look a lot more realistic. I may have to come in here, and this should probably be more of a wood cap. We'll have to pay more attention to the details in a bit. And then the other thing is the carpet looks fairly good as well. What I don't like about the carpet, if you look at it, is we probably need to go ahead and apply some maps to it. And we may need to adjust the sizing on that as well. I think that texture material is intended to be a little bit of a larger texture. So what we're going to do is I'm going to close back out of Enscape for a second, and I'm going to go into my material editor. And inside my material editor, what I can do is I can apply the different maps in here to these materials that make them look a certain way. And I'm going to go ahead first of all, and I'm going to adjust this carpet size up a little bit so that the tiling of the image is a little bit larger. But then what I want to do is I want to go in and select that material with my SketchUp material editor, and that'll bring this up inside the Enscape material editor. And in this case, I want to go in and I want to apply the bump map, and this is more going to have a normal map, but it's basically a map that makes that carpet material look more realistic. So I just want to come in here, and actually this one does have a bump map, so we'll go ahead and use that. And so I'm going to load in probably, I'm going to start with the 3K. That's just a smaller file, and we'll see how that looks. But we may have to come back in and adjust that to the 16K. But you can see how I applied that map to that material. Well now if I go in and I look at that carpet, and it's very subtle, but now if I go in and I look at that carpet and I look at the way the light's bouncing off of it, it's rougher and it's bumpier than it was before. So the way that light is acting off of that carpet is more realistic. And you can see it better if I turn the image fade all the way up and then look at this. So if I turn the image fade all the way up, what that does, and I apologize, my lighting in here just isn't very good for this. What it does is you can see how, even though I don't have that texture material applied right now, you can see how this is bumpy because that bump map is basically taking this and simulating the bumpiness of carpet. So we're going to go in and we're going to apply that to our plaster on the walls as well, just to make this look a little bit more realistic. So same thing, I would just select this wall or this material. You can see how that's going to pop up in the Enscape material editor, and I can just go in and I can just load in the bump map. For that material. And in this case, this has a normal map, not a bump map, and so there are two options when you do this inside of Enscape, because it doesn't have a place for a normal map right now. You can either apply the normal map as the bump map, like this, and what that'll do is that will give you that roughness, that kind of simulated bumpy roughness on the wall. You can definitely do that by just applying the normal map in this slot. The other thing you could do is you could just click on the button for Use Albedo. When you click on the button for Use Albedo, what Enscape will do is it'll come in here and it'll actually simulate the bumpiness of the wall based on the actual texture image. I feel like I've had a little better success with this, but you can see how if you look at this, this really looks like a bumpy textured wall. So it's a lot more realistic. And so what we would do in this case is we would go through and we would finish applying our different materials to these different items. And I may come in here, there's not a whole lot more I would change. I would probably change this exterior to some kind of an actual metal and make sure the glass settings are right. So I'm going to go ahead and make those changes really quick, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more. All right, so I think I have my materials set up kind of the way that I want them. I may come back in and make some changes to the ceiling or something like that. But you can see how even with this, if I can get the sun into this space a little bit more, you can see how this is giving me a pretty good image. My lighting's not very good right now, but the image itself is pretty good. So possibly what I might do is I might just do a zoom extents, and one thing that helps me to visualize the shadows is just to come in the shadow function and turn that on, so that way you can kind of see where the shadows and the sunlight are going to be inside of this space, because the sunlight in here gets cast a lot the same way that the SketchUp sunlight does. So probably what I would do right now is I would take this and I would actually rotate this maybe 90 degrees or something like that, and then if I make that change, and I look inside of Enscape, now the sun is shining inside of my office. So your model placement is actually going to be fairly important when you do this. But so that's got my materials kind of looking the way that they are. I am out of time today, so probably in the next video I'm going to come in and maybe add like an HDRI image or something like that in the background. So that's where I'm going to end this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Do you like this format? Are you okay with me chopping it up this way? I just love having that conversation with you guys. If you like this video, please remember to click that like button down below. If you're new around here, remember to click that subscribe button for new rendering content every week. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.